The story of the week, Zomato rebrands itself to Eternal. I use UPI to pay for every single thing right now.
Mhm.
Will my life change with this?
Not really. There are two parts of it. Like code being over might be a reality soon.
Leave it to us Indians to any trust this system. Welcome to this week's edition of the Indian Startup Desktop. Let's go!
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, everybody.
If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so below. Alright, let's get started.
Let's go.
So, Valentine's Day special. Love is in the air. Saksham, I know you love this. Do you want to read it out?
सिंगल मोड में घर का राशन दिखाना वाओ
Damn, dude. This shows what are the SKUs which Blinkit has the highest margins on. Damn.
Yeah, this toggle button over here was a nice touch though. I really like that.
That
Interesting.
button doesn't seem ideal.
Atomberg's only competitor. Atomberg is cool and all, but their revenue is nowhere close to their biggest competitor, OnlyFans.
I'm pretty sure OnlyFans revenue would be comparable with few countries' GDP.
Yes, very soon, if not already.
Let's move on to the best worst review ever. You guys haven't seen this yet, I think. But this is somebody's feedback on the Coins DCX app.
I did see this.
Yep.
App is the reason for my breakup of 7 years relationship. My ex-boyfriend Rahul has spent more times on it than me in the last few months. The Elon Musk of crypto and keep looking at random graphs of some weird. He also gave me some doggy coins on my birthday and also paid my dad to invest our wedding money in crypto.
Two words: Elon Musk, doggy coins.
Let's move on to some other funny shit. Increased project efficiency by 23% and revenue went up by 67%. If we sum together the work done mentioned on everybody's resumes, India would be a 50 trillion economy.
Some
Nice.
Twitter asshole said that add numbers to your resume, and we have been just changing economies after that.
Okay, let's move on. Woman's family cancels marriage in Maharashtra over groom Sybil score. Boy,
Damn.
mess with Sybil or you will stay single. Always pay your CC bills on time. Don't ever get into debt spiral. This post is sponsored by Cred.
These four people have taken this screenshot and sent this to me on WhatsApp because this like kind of did associate with the Twitter post of mine which went viral. I was filtering out at the dating level. Now it has come on the
Oh,
marriage level.
yeah. Pavan previously proclaimed that there should be a dating app where people match based on Sybil score. Very smart.
Coming to reality, I'm guessing that could be a good business idea now.
See, it's happening in reality.
If
Poor
Panto doesn't
parents had
work
to
out,
search for it manually.
if Panto doesn't work out, Pawan, you know what to do.
Okay, let's move on to EdTech. India's always had a bad EdTech policy, but look at this. A police officer pulled the plug when Ed Sheeran surprised everyone on Church Street. Not the first time authorities in Bangalore have cracked on EdTech.
This honestly was extremely sad and disappointing and shameful.
Sad, disappointing, and shameful. Damn nice.
And people say we need more concerts. Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Like such a famous artist, he was going to perform on the street, and we couldn't even let that happen.
And it's in
Yeah.
broad daylight. This is not, nobody's disturbing anyone in the night. This is broad daylight. I don't see the issue, but yeah.
Selling chana, shooting reels, everything is allowed, but concerts are not.
Let's move on to our weekly feed. These two companies are very similar to each other, apparently. Byjus and Zepto. Purple logo, 10-minute learning, 10-minute delivery, toxic work culture, focus on marketing and user acquisition, bus marketing or PR kar lo, fuck sustainability and profitability. Cheating karta tha. Saksham, you want to say this again?
चीटिंग करता है
But one more thing that I recently found, which is very common among these two, is both are defaulting on vendor payments. And there is a big Twitter thread going across that as well, where
Oh,
Zepto has
really?
started to default on vendor payments now. So every post that is coming out from Adit from Zepto, you just go into comment section there. There are vendors saying that please clear my invoices, please
Oh,
pay us,
God.
we are startups, blah blah shit.
Yes,
Yeah.
Zepto's been getting in the news for a lot of shady dark patterns, and I feel like it's increased, off late. I don't know what's happening with them. Like I'm obviously rooting for them because young founders, crazy
Yep.
growth, all that. But it sometimes seems too good to be true.
Yeah, and it's not 10 minutes anymore,
I
anyways.
also feel once you catch the wrong type of attention, it tends to just stick with you, and you just keep getting flack for every small thing that you also do incorrectly.
Okay, let's move on to Digital India. DigiLocker has a banner to download the app while you're inside the
Yeah.
DigiLocker app.
Reinforcement goes a long way.
Talk about good user experience, right, Pawan?
There will be some intern who probably would be taking slack for it.
Or some bad PM.
Very possible. Very possible.
Yes,
How to
that's
increase our download numbers? Put an ad inside the app to download that
growth marketing.
app.
And if you look at it, even Chauffeur works like this. I remember downloading this cab booking app called Chauffeur. You download the app, it still shows you the same web view from their website that they're running inside
Bro,
as an
that's
iFrame.
that's bad engineering, bro. That's,
Oh, not the PM's job, I see. Not the PM's
no.
fault.
Clearly, if you're opening a web view inside an application, then you have taken an hack to just release the app as soon as possible.
Yeah,
It's clearly like bad engineering. This is different. They have built the app and it's app only, and still
fair,
you're doing this.
fair, 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 fair.
Let's move on to one of the most sweetest moments that we're going to cover uh, on Indian Star Desktop. Last night was probably the biggest DopaMax hit I've had in a while. This is what product market fit means. Met some random current students in Manipal outside a certain beverage shop. Beverage shop talks led us to them inviting us over to their house next door. We head over to their gaming room. Gaming room has a Creo controller. Reveal I am a Creo founder. Chaos erupts. Thrashes juniors in 2 games of Creo.
That's
Intense.
lovely. That's amazing. These are the kind of things that I want to see more of.
What a story.
DopaMax as a word, dude. It's interesting. I heard this for the first time, but it makes a
Yeah.
lot of sense, right?
I think it's just play on words. Dopamine, Dopamax. I don't
Min
know.
Max, yeah, interesting. But Manipal, I think so. This is from Manipal, right? If I'm not wrong.
Pavan doesn't this look like Saksham's room background right now?
एक कोई रंडी खाना है
Pawan, this kind of offensive language is reserved for India's Got Latent. This is not the correct platform.
Oh damn,
Don't
the
go there,
show got
guys. Don't go
bad.
there. Let's move on. The bastardization of referrals. Oh my god, I completely agree to this. But look at this. Indians in general have bastardized the concept of referrals. What it means to refer a person to your company is that you vouch for this person and will put your trust in them. What's happening is that you're referring any and everyone in hopes of getting paid that referral money.
Guilty.
Wow. Have you guys got like a bunch of LinkedIn cold DMs saying, "Hey, can you please refer me here? Can you refer me to that company, etc."
I get
Yeah, yeah.
almost two DMs on a daily basis, and I have to. Yeah,
Two
so go
DMs
on.
on a daily basis. Come on, dude, that's too much. Open your LinkedIn right now, share your screen and show.
Let's go.
Saksham, you work in sales, okay? We know.
Let's do it right now. I'm gonna share my
No,
screen.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But go on. What did you say?
But again, the word pun was crazy in that post, dude. Bastardization of referrals.
I loved it.
Yeah.
But look at this, guys. TopMate has a legit section where people can list themselves just to get referred in
Wow,
companies.
wow. And this is when they already are working somewhere, right? This is not folks who are not with a job right now or with an employer right now.
Bro, this guy is gonna refer you to MasterCard, this guy you to Visa, this guy to Microsoft, this guy to
Oh,
Razor, etc.
But guys, you need to understand this is what happens when you put numbers against an activity like hiring. Now, HRs have a budget, have a number to meet their targets. They need to hire like 100 people or 200 people. These are all hacks to meet those numbers.
yeah.
And I think so. It's becoming like a win-win situation. But who are losing? Like companies are really losing on the right talent or the real talent because of which they have set the incentivization structure there. And candidates also like probably someone will pay a 500 rupees extra and get the fast ticket that the real candidate might not get the entry to.
Yeah.
But I also feel this is more of a problem with maybe legacy orgs. I feel a lot of the smaller organizations, a lot of startups essentially don't have to probably go through this because the requirement of hiring only is, people run lean teams, it's two, three, five people, and there a lot of this automatically, I think by default, gets filtered out easily.
Leave it to us Indians to fuck up any trust-based system.
App.
Yeah, but I've heard this is majority of the use cases on TopMate.
But I truly judge people who put a link in their LinkedIn saying that top mate, if you want to talk to me, pay 500 rupees.
Dude, you know what? Like one of my friend was telling the story. She got connected to this, very accomplished lady, through another mutual friend. They spoke about a bunch of, interesting things. They really enjoyed each other's conversation. And then she's like, "Hey, I want to have a." And then this lady who my friend met, she was like, "Dude, I'll give you some guidance on certain, aspects of, your job, etc." And she's like, "Oh, fine, crazy. I'll ping you tomorrow. Let's set up time." And next day when she pinged, she actually sent a top made link with, obviously some 5K or 6K or something like that to book like an hour slot with her.
Oh God.
People are selling links.
I mean,
Damn, man.
this is
Wasn't
the
that a lot of the products that you built, Pawan?
Cred's new launch. So Cred has been under the radar for a while. We haven't spoken about them a lot, even though Pavan kept insisting, both Saksham and I. But Cred's back. Cred's back with e-rupee. E-rupee wallet beta is live. Not just another fintech play. CBDC is a fundamental shift in how India moves money. Instant, programmable, RBI backed. Starting with select members soon on this exciting journey. Grateful to RBI for the vision and continuing their streak of being the most innovative regulator. Pavan, please explain to us what e-rupee or even a CBDC is.
Okay, CBDC or central bank digital currency is a digital version of the physical currency that you have. Imagine it to be like a digital version of a 500 rupee note that you can have. How is it different than UPI? Basically, UPI runs on banking rails. So if I want to transfer 100 rupees to Saksham is associated with the bank A, I am associated with bank B, and when I initiate the transaction, the money gets transferred via the banking route. But digital currency is directly governed by bank here, which in this case is RBI, and it works on
Pavan, one
blockchain.
question. I
Mhm.
use UPI to pay for every single thing right now.
Mhm.
Will my life change with this?
Not really, but if you have a cousin who stays in Dubai, and someday if you want to send money to him,
Why
the tech
Dubai,
is
Pawan?
not there yet.
Just
Because
because Pete is
yes,
from Kerala.
yes, exactly right. So your
I do have a
pay.
cousin in Dubai. That's the problem. Like, please go on.
But yeah, the process probably that you follow right now would be through a Remitly or a Wise, if I'm not wrong. That process might be changed or might get lubricated, and you will have a better way of doing it directly with better forex rates, so on and so forth.
But my one point on that, Pawan, is Pete will not use a Wise. He will use Dodo payments.
Is Dodo payment B2C? I'm not sure, but yeah.
It's not. I tried explaining to Saksham for a long time, but this is why nobody buys the product.
But any other questions, Pete or Saksham? Is it clear what is CBDC?
It
Yeah.
looks damn good on Cred though. I can tell you that, right?
I like the effort. I like the effort being put into actually make this look like real money so that, people also look at it the same way and they start sort of transacting with it. Okay. I don't know what I did, but I suddenly have firecrackers in my background, which is great. Maybe it's because of the launch of CBDC and the future being here.
Yeah, but it's crazy that even now, I don't think anybody knows the real difference of how it is going to be different from a UPI. Will another UPI app, have this? What are the implications, etc., stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see if I think the biggest challenge is customer education because people need to get
Yeah.
educated on how this is different and why they should use this in certain scenarios.
Yeah, what I feel, very quickly in 10-15 seconds probably is I largely feel there is no real value add for a P2P or a peer-to-peer transaction, which essentially I might do to you, Pete, or I might do to you, Pawan. But when we talk about a lot of peer-to-merchant use cases, right, which is sending money to a merchant, or like Pawan, you mentioned doing international transactions, that is where I feel CBDC can really add value. Because today, if you compare it with the UPI, my life doesn't change because UPI is free for me either ways today, right?
It's early to comment on that, like what you're mentioning. The bigger problem than education is actually building use cases. Government of India, NPCI, all these iSpirit Foundation products are really good at building frameworks and putting out the products. Like ONDC was put out for replacing Amazon and Flipkart, whatever it is. But the real use cases in terms of the adoption curve is coming from something like mobility, like Namaya 3 or a Magic Pin or a load shed, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So it is very interesting to see what use cases people build on top, and specifically people like Cred as well. What are the types of things that people are going to be exposed through Cred via CBDC? That's very interesting. And
Yeah.
that's hard as well.
Let's move on to the story of the week. Zomato rebrands itself to Eternal.
Meta.
But Deepak Goyal's come out with another PDF. He likes PDF so much, but look at this. A few weeks ago, on December 23rd, we entered the BSE Sensex. Coincidentally, that was exactly the day I started writing the first line of code for Zomato. Then 40 Bay.
17 years ago, in 2007, becoming the first tech startup in India to make it to the census is a moment of pride and also a moment of reflection, bringing with it a heightened sense of responsibility. Responsibility towards the people we serve, the people who build with us, and the country we live in. Oh God, where is this going to? When we acquired Blinkit, we started using Eternal instead of Zomato internally to distinguish between the company and the brand or the app. We also thought that we would publicly rename the company to Eternal. The day beyond Zomato became a significant driver of our future. Today with Blinkit, I feel we are there. We would like to rename Zomato Limited, the company, not the brand or the app, to Eternal. Eternal is a powerful name, and to be honest, it scares me to my core. It's a tall order to live up to, because Eternal carries both a promise and a paradox. True, permanence isn't built on bold claims of invincibility or the swagger of success.
It is forged in the quiet. Oh God, I can't read this, but guys, Zomato has rebranded itself to Eternal. Quick thoughts.
Thanks. That was great TLDR, Pete. Thank you so much.
That was, yeah, Pete, you could have gone for 2 hours longer reading that post, yeah.
Bro,
No, this is what
do
happens
you
when the
guys-
company goes public. They have to submit this to BSE, NSE, shareholders, everyone. That's that letter.
Dude, but you know when ChatGPT changed it to chat.com or something, he just put out a very simple tweet, right? What an elegant way of doing it, and look at this clunky PDF with about 1,000 odd words in it.
But
Yeah,
I
Private
actually
market
feel,
versus public markets.
yeah, I feel this is great, honestly. Like the fact that they've now realized that they have to go beyond food delivery, and he doesn't want the brand Zomato to be associated with just food. Says a lot about the founder vision, at least the vision that sort of Dipinder has. So I at least think this is obviously a very ballsy move, but also a great move, and kudos to him for really trying to think of different use cases outside of just the food delivery space that's already been sort of solved really, really well by Zomato and some of their peers.
I also see this as a move for Dipendra Goyal to go in the background and appoint individual CEOs for individual companies.
I think
And
that's the
Yeah.
logic.
I think you hit the nail at the coffin, exactly. Yeah. This is the difference, Pawan, between a founder with short-term mentality versus long-term mentality.
Oh
oh
God.
damn, I don't know where you consider me, but I don't want to know.
Okay, let's move on. Apparently, code is over from people. People went crazy over him, dude. I feel so bad,
I
but
saw a tweet that said, "Calculator is here, math is over."
look at this.
No, the thing is, whenever I read Varun's tweet, I feel like, yeah, he was right. That's what I also think. But then I go into comments. Then I see people bashing him. Then I also kind of relate with people bashing him there.
Someone who actually codes wouldn't say this. I mean, the LLMs are great, especially if you're doing things that have been done over and over again, like a blog or a snake game. They however fall short on things that have not been exposed to.
There are two parts of it. Like, code being over might be a reality soon, but I do feel that rapid prototyping is getting automated very soon. The structural form of how software development lifecycle works, it has like a lot of processes into it which can't be simply ignored or say that code will be like AI would be handling it. That's the core difference. My
Yeah.
bets are on the latter side than the former.
Look at this. Varun Maya is definitely a genius whose predictions are always accurate. He has never misread a trend, never overhyped anything, and never had a startup flop. If he says something, you can trust it blindly because he has never been wrong in his life.
Pawan only has written this tweet from his fake account.
Oh my god, no doubt. I like Varun actually. A few of his, I've recently started watching few of Varun's videos, which are mostly into psychology and they're interesting basically. One of
Aman, he
his
likes you too, don't worry.
Yeah, Pawan.
No, no.
Enough. We know after Kunal, who are you going after?
One video that I feel everyone should watch is Varun Maya's analysis on Rene Girard's books. It's a very interesting videos. If
Yeah,
you guys,
actually, his videos are pretty cool. Like, I've got to give it to him. It's not the usual random clickbaity,
Yeah.
low effort video like, you guys do over here, but
V Pete, it's called V.
Yeah.
Sorry. Let's move on to this. What are some boring Indian businesses that silently make a ton of money?
I have one in mind. Do you guys have one business each? Let's talk.
Pavan, go first.
Scrap business, the kabadi wala. In
Hmm.
800 900% margins. I've seen a kabadi wala grow from like not having anything coming from UP to Karnataka, then buying a small auto rickshaw, then upgrading that small auto rickshaw to small truck, then small truck to a big truck. Like I've seen that growth within like 4 5 years. They make hell lot of money.
Saksham, you
It's an
go.
unsexy business, but a great business.
Very unconventional two businesses off the top of my head. One, I feel there is a lot of money to be made in beauty salon. It's
Very
kind
good.
of a boring business and not interesting. And I also feel second is catering business. Considering the whole wedding market in India, people focus on all things bridal wedding, etc. People forget
That
the
was actually my
biggest.
answer.
Oh, damn.
Wedding
Okay.
services.
People feel like the biggest component is food, and catering is as boring as it can be, but there is a shit ton of money to be made in
Well,
catering.
I actually think catering and food is probably not the biggest high margin aspect of a wedding. It's more of the fluff things like design and decoration and bridal flower, bridal decoration, stuff like that like people can literally quote obscene amounts of money, and wedding, like, especially in India, is very status driven. So obviously you
Yeah.
will always want to outpay your friend or your peers. So it's a crazy business, dude. Like it's insane on how much people spend on random small dumb shit on weddings. But yeah, to each of his own, right?
But I don't know decoration, but I have like concrete math of the catering businesses. Any business that involves food in it needs at least 50% gross margins, or else it doesn't help.
Yeah,
And
because
second,
shelf life becomes the issue, right?
perishables. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shelf life, the labor, the raw materials, the inventory,
Yeah,
lot of
which is the
things.
major issue with all the perishable goods business, right?
Okay, then. That's it from this week's edition of the Indian Startup Desktop. See you next week. Bye bye.
Good, no?
Bro,